Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashai. Call halal Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of that great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. And I want to entitle this video, Our Faith is Actually Based on Logic. And the reason why I want to entitle the video as such is because, there's moments where you'll have, and you might be discussing your faith with, someone or people that are, just from different walks of life, different belief systems, different faiths, whether it's some sort of religion or whatever it is. Okay. And you're trying to get them to understand that it's all about faith. Okay. What kind of happens is they'll take that and think that the faith that we're talking about is some sort of blind faith that we can't see, and we just kind of just believe for the sake of believing. Okay. Without any logic to it. So that's what I really want to address in this video. I want to address that the faith that we have is based on a whole bunch of logic within the scriptures. When you read the stories and you go into the history and you understand, where the nation of Israel has been, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, where we've been, where we're currently at, and where we're heading, there's nothing but logic. Okay? So that's what I want to touch on. So I'm going to pull out some scriptures. I'm going to make some points. Hopefully I'll make this won't be too long. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go into the definition of logic. Okay, because again, the faith that we have is based on logic. It's not based on some blind faith and we just believe in just because the scriptures say believe. No. Okay. Logic. It says it's a noun, reasoning conducted or assessed according to strict principles of validity. So basically logic is a set of reasoning that you're conducting. When you're trying to explain something to somebody, you're using a set of reasoning, and it says according to strict principles of validity. So you might be bringing up some sort of, I don't know, if you're trying to explain something to somebody and you're trying to bring validity to what you're saying, you might be using, some sort of statistics. You might be pulling up some facts. You might be going into some history or showing some sort of, some patterns of behavior that'll back up what you're saying, but you're using a set of reasoning to bring validity to what you're trying to explain to that person. Okay, and when you go into the scriptures and you're trying to understand, and when you're trying to get the understanding of what faith is, if the Lord is not working with you, you're not going to be able to understand that. You're not going to get to the point that understanding that the faith that you have is a gift, number one, and the Lord, not only will he deliver this faith unto you, this gift, he's going to deliver the logic that goes along with it. Okay, and I'm going to get into that. All right. Because there's certain things within the scriptures, like you'll bring out. So, for example, like if we're talking about the chariots, you might explain that, hey, these UFO sightings that you see, these are actually chariots or the vehicles of the Heavenly Father, which contain angels inside of them that are actually watching over the Lord's elect. Somebody might hear out and just think you're crazy, because they even might think it's some sort of project from Esau, or they're actually aliens, So, again, when you're explaining certain things, it may not be as believable to people who are in the world. Okay, when you talk about Yahawashi, when you talk about Yahawashi redeeming the nation of Israel, okay, that might be something that this just not believable for people. Okay, because Yahawashi said he's going to return, like the fashion in which he's going to return. He said he will not meet thee as a man, because Yahawashi is going to return as an actual spiritual power. You know, so again, that might not be something that is actually believable, but it's actually logical for for men of the Lord. You know, you'll talk about spiritual powers that's written about in the scriptures, and you might liken those spiritual powers unto, things that you see that people see in the movies. You know, you might liken them to X-Men or Avengers or whatever the case is. And you might explain that to somebody. You might use this reasoning, okay, to bring validity to what you're saying. And they just won't get with it. Get with it. They just think of some sort of blind faith that you have. Certain events, like if you're talking about the flood story with Noah, they're not going to believe that. They're not going to believe that. You might bring up Jonah being swallowed by a fish. They're not going to believe that. The scriptures say that the Lord created a fish, to swallow up Jonah. Okay? So these things make the scriptures actually sound like a made up sort of fairy tale kind of story for those who don't believe. Okay, to the average person, there's not much logic to those things or to those events. Okay, in this world, they're easy to dismiss, and that's why faith is so important, because faith is our way to salvation, and only a remnant will believe. So, slack you for yapping. This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. For by grace are ye saved. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of the Most High. So again, this is a gift that is given unto us. And through that gift, the Lord is going to deliver the logic, the understanding, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that'll have this all make sense to you. Okay? And that's what the Lord is looking for. Yahawashi is looking for faith when he returns. This is Luke chapter 18, verse 7. And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? Verse 8. I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? So Yahawashi is looking for those who believed, who had the faith, who stood firmly, who put off this world, who sacrificed, who rehearsed the righteous acts to the best of their ability. That's who he's looking for. Those who believe, the faithful. When you look at the state of the world, if you're really looking for logic, and you believe in a righteous power or a righteous father or a righteous creator, then everything in the scriptures is logical. It makes sense. Okay? Look at the current state of the world. Everything is backwards. Everything is out of order. It would make sense because the scriptures talk about the Lord flipping this thing upside down. And that's logical. That's what makes sense. Okay? Look at the current state of the world. You have Esau in rulership. The devil, the so-called white man, he's in rulership, pursuant to Job 9 and 24. Earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's backwards and out of order. Homosexuality, transgenders, that's backwards. That's out of order. And you got women in high places in the society where they truly don't belong. That's out of order. This place is disgusting, man. Diseases, poisonous vaccines all throughout. You got GMO foods, poison water, the air is poison, chemtrails. You name it. All manner of wickedness is in this place, And when you look at these things, if you're logical, then you should be able to say to yourself, something just isn't right. The Heavenly Father has to deliver something. There has to be more. Okay? And that's the logic that I'm talking about. Okay? So the faith that we have is not just some blind faith. It's actually very, very logical. The scriptures make things very logical. Okay? Very logical. All right? And if you're patient and you dig a little deeper, it really only just makes sense. Okay? It's only logical that the Lord would deliver his elect from this hell, because this is a living hell. Okay, those who put off the world, sighing and crying for the abominations done on the earth. It's only logical. It only makes sense that the Lord would deliver those men out of this hell. Ezekiel 9:4. It says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." You know? So this is logical because, again, Job 9:24 is in full effect. You know, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. It's only logical that the men that who sigh and cry about this wickedness will be delivered from it. That's logical. Okay? Job chapter 9, verse 24. Let's just get it. All right. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he?" Okay. This current state is ruled by Esau, the so-called white man. And he is the wicked. Okay. And he has brought nothing but destruction to the earth. Nothing but destruction. Okay. And everyone is in a state of mourning because of it. Okay. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2 says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." So that makes sense. Okay. That makes sense. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, and when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And the whole entire earth is in a state of mourning. And it would only make sense, it would only be logical that the Lord would deliver and bring and restore righteousness. That's logical. That makes sense. If you believe in a righteous power, if you believe in a righteous Heavenly Father, it makes sense. You look at the state of the world, there's no way you can believe on a righteous power and think this will continue. There's no way. So Psalm chapter 37, verse 39. "But the salvation of the righteous is of Yahawah. He is their strength in the time of trouble." Verse 40. "And the Lord Yahawah shall help them and deliver them. And he shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him." Okay, so this is talking about the righteousness, the righteous being delivered from the wicked, because the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, and the Lord shall deliver them from that. That makes sense because the Lord is righteous like that. That's logical. Okay, so it's not just some blind faith. It's based off logic. This is Isaiah chapter 1. Let's start at 24. It says, "Therefore saith the Lord, Yahawah of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies. And I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away the dross and take away all thy tin. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city." So verse 26, the Lord is going to restore that righteousness. That is logical. Verse 27, "Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness." Zion is another name for Israel. Okay, so Israel shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness. Okay, so the Lord is talking about restoring righteousness in the earth. That's logical. That makes sense because the earth is in a state of mourning. It's destroyed. Okay? Let me get this last one and I'll close out. Revelation 21 and 4. Actually, let's start at the top. Revelation 21 and 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. This is John the Revelator. This is the vision that he received. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Okay, and that new city that John saw is actually the elect who was beamed up into the chariots. And once the destruction was over, he saw the holy city, the elect of Israel, coming back down. Okay? And it says, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned from her husband. That that elect is the bride of Israel, because the elect will be married unto YAHAWASHI, joined as one, as a union. Okay, the scriptures say the elect will be joint heirs with YAHAWASHI. Okay, that's the marriage. That's the bride. Okay. Verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and he shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them, and be their God. Verse 4, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, nor shall there be any pain, for the former things are passed away. Again, that's logical. Okay, the Lord showed us hell. Now he's going to show us heaven. Because at this present moment, there's plenty of tears being shed. In verse 4, there's plenty of tears being shed. There's plenty of death. There's plenty of sorrows, plenty of crying, plenty of pain. Okay, but those things shall be passed away. And the Lord is going to wipe away all those tears. And we're not going to have to worry about this wicked, the devil, Esau, Satan. We're not going to have to worry about him anymore. Let's see. Verse 10, and he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the Most High. Verse 11, having the glory of the Most High, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like jasper stone, clear as crystal. Okay, so this is the kingdom of heaven that John saw. This is the kingdom of heaven that the Lord's going to deliver. Which makes sense because, man, this place is done, man. Verse 12, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and the gates 12 angels, and the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. I want to get the part. Verse 18. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. So the Lord is going to deliver something unimaginably beautiful for the nation of Israel. Okay, the kingdom of heaven is going to be absolutely beautiful. It says the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. And that makes sense. That's logical. Why? Because when you look at this current state of the world, it is done. It's filthy. It stinks. It's nothing but abominations. All manner of wickedness is flourishing. And the Lord is going to do away with it. He's going to do away with it. And you keep reading verses 19, 20, 21. It talks about the stones that's going to be made up of, that the city's going to be made up of. It's beautiful, man. You look up these stones, put them into Google. A bunch of beautiful stones, man. And that's what the Lord is going to deliver. Because he's righteous like that. Because when he delivered faith, he delivered a logic with it. Okay? And those who have the eyes to see and the ears that hear, he gave you the logic. He gave you the faith to believe. All right? So with that, I hope you brothers were edified. Call halal, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RakaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, that great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.